everyone! Today I want to talk about a concept in math called variables. Variables let us represent information in a problem that we don't know yet. Variables are different than numbers because a variable can represent different things in different problems. But on the other hand, a number like 3, for example, will always represent 3 things, no matter what the problem is. But if you see the letter x, which is a variable, you don't immediately know what x means. In fact, you have to do a little bit more work, like a detective, to figure out what it is. So today, I have a little bit of a mystery for us. In front of me, I have 2 different boxes, and I also have some marbles. Inside each box is a different number of marbles, and I want to see if you can figure out how many marbles are in each box without looking. That sounds kind of tricky, but I'll give you some hints to help you out. Ready? Okay, this is the first hint. Here, I'm saying that 2 of these floral boxes equal 6 marbles. With just this information, can you figure out how many marbles are in each box? Here, each box is like a variable because we don't know what it represents, or we don't know how many marbles are inside. There's something very important about variables that we will need to solve this mystery. When you're working on a problem and you use a variable, like a floral box, that variable represents the same thing for the entirety of the problem. If you want to represent something different, you have to use a different variable. So for us in our mystery, we know that each floral box contains the same number of marbles. So back to the problem. If we know that 2 floral boxes represents 6 marbles, can you figure out how many marbles is in each box? Well, if I start to move the marbles around, I can see that the only way to make sure that the same number of marbles is in each box is if they both contain 3 marbles. So now we know for sure that there are 3 marbles in each of the floral boxes. Great work! We found out that there are 3 marbles in this box. But here's another part of our mystery. How many marbles are inside the striped box? Well, here is the second hint. 1 floral box plus 1 striped box equals 9 marbles. Well, this looks kind of tricky. There doesn't seem to be a lot of information here. But remember what we learned about variables. When you're working on the same problem, the same variable will represent the same thing for the entirety of the problem. We just figured out how many marbles were in the floral box, so now we can use that information to find out how many marbles are in the striped box. Instead of this first box here, we can replace it with what we know about it, that there's 3 marbles inside. Now our mystery reads 3 plus 1 striped box equals 9. So, in this equation, if we are already accounting for 3 marbles on the left-hand side where the floral box used to be, we can see that there are 6 marbles left unaccounted for. That must be how many there are in the striped box. Now let's check our work. We can replace the striped box with 6 marbles instead. Since we have marbles on both sides of the plus side, we can add them together and count and make sure they equal the right-hand side of the equation. So, if we count the number of marbles on both sides of the equal sign, we can see that they both add up to 9. This means we were correct. Each floral box has 3 marbles, and each striped box has 6 marbles. Great detective work. Thank you so much for helping me solve this mystery, and I hope you learned a little bit about variables, so when you see an x or a y in a math problem, you'll know what to do.